In the quiet, echoing halls of the Supreme Court, where history is written in every marble column and hushed footstep, a monumental decision hangs in the balance. The nation's highest court, often the final word on the most contentious issues, now finds itself at the center of a storm that could reshape the American economy and redefine the limits of presidential power. At stake is a pivotal ruling on President Trump's sweeping tariffs, a policy that has sparked fierce debate across the country and left both supporters and critics anxiously awaiting clarity. The justices, robed in tradition and tasked with interpreting the Constitution, have yet to reach a consensus, and the nation watches as the clock ticks on. For nearly 3 months, the justices have deliberated behind closed doors, their discussions shrouded in secrecy. Meanwhile, businesses large and small, from bustling city centers to rural main streets, are left in a state of uncertainty. Shop owners worry about rising costs, families feel the pinch at the checkout line, and investors hold their breath, unsure of what the future holds. The core issue before the court is as fundamental as it is complex. Does the president possess the unilateral authority to impose broad tariffs on foreign goods, or does that power rightfully belong to Congress, the branch charged with regulating commerce? The answer could set a precedent for generations, influencing how America engages with the world and how power is balanced in Washington. These tariffs, enacted under the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act, have already left a profound mark. Billions of dollars have been redirected into the U.S. Treasury, while global supply chains have been disrupted and trading partners have responded with tariffs of their own. The ripple effects are felt in every port, warehouse, and household budget. Legal experts across the country are closely watching, many predicting a deeply divided court. The justices must grapple with the delicate separation of powers, weighing the need for swift executive action in times of crisis against the foundational principle that Congress controls the nation's purse strings and trade policy. For everyday Americans, the outcome of this case is far from abstract. It will directly impact the prices they pay for goods, the stability of their jobs, and the overall health of the economy. From factory floors to supermarket aisles, the consequences of the court's decision will ripple through every corner of American life. As the wait for a decision drags on, the stakes only grow higher. What began as a legal battle has become a high-stakes economic drama, with the eyes of the nation and the world fixed on the Supreme Court. The outcome will not only determine the fate of these tariffs, but could also redefine the balance of power in American government for years to come. To understand the turmoil surrounding this case, it's important to first grasp what tariffs are and why they matter so much in the world of international trade. Tariffs are essentially taxes placed on goods that are imported from other countries. They can make foreign products more expensive, which in turn can protect domestic industries from overseas competition. But tariffs don't just affect prices. They can also spark trade wars, shift global alliances, and impact everything from jobs to the cost of everyday goods. Traditionally, the power to impose tariffs has rested firmly with Congress. The Constitution gives Congress the authority to regulate commerce with foreign nations and to lay and collect taxes, duties, and imposts. For most of American history, lawmakers have debated and decided when and how tariffs should be used, weighing the interests of different regions, industries, and the broader economy. The current Supreme Court case centers on a critical question. Can the president, acting alone, use the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, known as IEEPA, to impose sweeping tariffs after declaring a national emergency? This law was originally designed to give the president tools to respond quickly to extraordinary threats from abroad, but its use to levy broad tariffs is now under intense scrutiny. President Trump has argued that these tariffs are not just a matter of economics, but of national security. He claims that protecting American industries from unfair foreign competition is essential to the country's safety and long-term prosperity. By invoking emergency powers, he contends that swift action is necessary to defend American interests in a rapidly changing global landscape. But opponents of this approach argue that the IEEPA was never intended to give the president a blank check to impose taxes or tariffs at will. They insist that only Congress has the constitutional authority to tax and regulate trade, and that allowing the president to bypass Congress undermines the careful balance of powers established by the founders. Critics warn that such unchecked authority could set a dangerous precedent for future presidents. Lower courts have been divided on the issue, reflecting the complexity and novelty of the legal questions involved. Some judges have sided with the president, emphasizing the need for executive flexibility in times of crisis. Others have ruled that Congress's role in taxation and trade is too fundamental to be overridden, even in emergencies. Given the far-reaching implications, the Supreme Court agreed to hear the case. The justices recognized that their decision could affect not only the current administration, but also the future of presidential power and the role of Congress in shaping economic policy. Now, the justices face a profound challenge: how to reconcile the president's broad authority in foreign affairs and emergencies with Congress's explicit constitutional power over taxation and trade. Their ruling will have to balance the need for decisive action in a crisis with the enduring principle of checks and balances. The outcome of this case could reshape the boundaries of presidential and congressional power for generations to come, setting a precedent that will echo through American law and politics long into the future. November's oral arguments revealed a deeply divided court. Conservative justices leaned toward broad presidential authority under IEPA, citing national security. Liberal justices questioned the limitless nature of this power, warning it could sideline Congress. Justice Kagan pressed for limits. Justice Gorsuch worried about Congress delegating away its taxing power. Justice Barrett noted the unprecedented scale and potential chaos of retroactively invalidating tariffs. Chief Justice Roberts sought a narrow ruling to avoid a sweeping precedent. The justices' struggle to find consensus explains the prolonged deliberation. While legal arguments unfold, businesses nationwide face real consequences. Companies relying on imports see costs soar, forcing tough choices, absorb losses or raise prices. Small businesses lacking resources are hit hardest, unable to plan or invest amid uncertainty. Consumers ultimately bear the burden with higher prices on everyday goods. The tariffs act as a regressive tax, hitting lower-income families hardest. Each month without a decision deepens economic anxiety and stalls growth. Should businesses gamble on a reversal or overhaul supply chains? The court's silence fuels instability for millions of Americans. President Trump remains defiant, framing tariffs as essential to America's economic survival. He insists swift executive action is needed to counter global threats, not slow congressional debate. Even as the court deliberates, Trump has raised tariffs further, signaling no intention to back down. He vows to find alternative ways to impose economic measures if the court rules against him. This sets the stage for continued clashes between the executive and judiciary. For Trump, tariffs are a matter of national strength and identity. If the court rules the tariffs unconstitutional, refunding up to $1 trillion to importers would be a logistical nightmare. The Treasury and Customs would face years of disputes and administrative chaos. A sudden refund could disrupt financial markets and create a massive budget hole. Justice Barrett called it a potential mess. The justices may seek a solution that avoids retroactive chaos. A prospective ruling, invalidating tariffs going forward but not refunding past collections, could be a compromise. Still, businesses that paid billions would find little comfort. The court must weigh legal principles against practical consequences. The Supreme Court now stands at a pivotal crossroads, with the power to dramatically reshape the balance between the executive and legislative branches. If the justices affirm the president's broad authority to impose tariffs, it would mark a significant shift, effectively transferring substantial economic power from Congress to the White House. Such a decision could set a precedent, allowing future presidents to act unilaterally on trade policy, bypassing the traditional checks and balances that have defined American governance for generations. On the other hand, the court could rule against the administration, reasserting Congress's constitutional role in regulating commerce. This outcome would not only reinforce the separation of powers, but could also trigger a wave of legal and financial consequences, including the possibility of chaotic refunds for tariffs already collected. Businesses, importers, and even foreign governments would be left scrambling to adjust to the new legal landscape, potentially leading to confusion and economic disruption. There's also the possibility of a more nuanced, narrower decision. The court might choose to invalidate only the specific tariffs at issue, without fundamentally altering the constitutional balance of power. This approach would address the immediate controversy while leaving the broader legal framework intact, providing a temporary resolution but leaving larger questions unresolved for future cases. Alternatively, the justices could take aim at the IEEPA itself, the law that grants the president emergency economic powers. By narrowing or redefining the scope of the statute, the court could limit the ability of future presidents to invoke national security as a justification for sweeping trade actions, fundamentally changing how economic emergencies are handled in the United States. If former President Trump loses this legal battle, he's unlikely to accept defeat quietly. He may seek new legal avenues, challenge the ruling in different courts, or lobby Congress to grant him explicit authority to impose tariffs. This determination ensures that the struggle over presidential power and trade policy will continue, regardless of the immediate outcome in the Supreme Court. Each potential path carries profound political and economic consequences. The stakes are high for American businesses, workers, and consumers, as well as for the global economy. Investors on Wall Street, manufacturers across the country, and policymakers in Washington are all watching closely, aware that the court's decision could reshape the rules of the game for years to come. Ultimately, the Supreme Court's ruling will help define the limits of executive power in the modern era, setting a standard that will influence not just this administration, but all those that follow. The outcome will echo through the halls of government and the lives of ordinary Americans alike. But whatever the decision, one thing is certain: the story won't end with the ruling. Instead, it marks the beginning of a new chapter in the ongoing debate over who truly holds the reins of power in American democracy. This case is about more than tariffs. It's about the character of American democracy. The ruling will define the balance of power between president and Congress for decades. A win for the president means future leaders could reshape the economy by decree. A win for Congress reaffirms deliberation and representative government. The Supreme Court's ability to rise above politics is under scrutiny. Their ruling will impact public trust in the judiciary and the Constitution itself. The outcome affects prices, jobs, and the nature of American government. As the nation waits, the future of presidential power hangs in the balance.